Good afternoon, cellmates. Today I'm going to another little experiment with some of, well, I'll explain as I do it, I suppose is the easiest. Today I've used dimensions paints. These are Mont as well. They, you know, probably they're saying that they're, you know, the next step up in the paint line to the studio acrylics. I'll just show you the thickness. They're very, very thick. So, as you can see, very thick paints. So, you do obviously not use so much of them. Adding pouring medium, you know, it really takes a lot of pouring medium to get to the right consistency for fluid paint. Now today, instead of my Helmar's glue all, which I completely stuck on and love the product, I've found this Mont clear PVA craft glue give me amazing, simply amazing results that I'm very, very happy with. Previous pour that I did with this particular. So what I've done today is I've mixed my the dimensions paint with, I'm trying the dimensions paint with the Mont clear. So what I've done is I pre-mixed this 70% glue with 30% water. I pre-mixed it in this container. Give it a good shake. I added slightly warm water to my PVA glue when I'm mixing them with water. It just seems to give me better results. So that's what I did with this PVA. Now I have only maybe put about 1 centimetre of the dimensions paint into these little cups, and then I just kept adding PVA until I got the consistency of, I mean, it's creamy, so it's like pouring cream, but this yeah, so this is how I just wanted these just slightly thinner than I would normally do, because of what I'm going to do, which I'll explain as I go along. So I've got these paints today and I'll tell you the colours as we go, and I'll explain. But yes, so that's what I used for my pouring medium. I haven't tried these particular paints, and I've got quite a few metallics. Oh yeah, I've got the Mont gold, bronze and copper metallics that I've mixed with this. So this is all new to me. I haven't tried this pouring medium with the metallics or with the dimensions, so it's all new to me. So I'm going to do an experiment for you guys, so you can come along with me for the journey and see how it all turns out. All of my materials that I'm using for this particular pour, people can get in Australia. If you're in Australia, the same online supplier that I get mine from, it's in the drop down box where I put the description. I have the supply there. And if you're in the US, Amazon sells these products in the US, and you can actually get all the Mont paints in the US now, so I'm told. So, and the UK, you can get them in the UK too, but somebody tells me that they have to pay, you know, you have to pay the freight, so it can be a little bit more expensive. So as it goes. So we'll get on with this. What I'm going to do is I made this brown up, and I made this out of the Mont studio acrylic, and it was the burnt umber, and then I added a blob of black because I wanted it real dark, chocolatey, rich dark chocolate look. So that's what I made this up. All of my paints, if anybody knows anything about my particular YouTube channel and how I do things. I always make my paints up at least 24 hours before I'm going to pour. I just find it gives me far better results. So I make the paints up with the pouring medium, and I add only 1 to 2 drops in a small cup, like I'm working with, of the Helmar silicone. I know I've tried every silicone under the sun. I've got about 10 different silicones here, and this one has by out far been a game changer, and it doesn't leave any residue on your dry canvas if you only use the 2 drops. So that's really good, and that's available in the US as well, online, and it's obviously available in online in Australia. Online supplier is there too. So yeah, so I've made up this. I just made up this in the studio acrylics because I wanted to make a big container of it up. So it's not, you know, it's a little bit runnier than I would normally make, I suppose. A little bit. It's not thin, but it's not thick, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Well, I'm going to use my fingers here because I'm going to do the sides with my fingers. Far quicker, far more pleasure I get with finger painting, for sure. Must be going back to my kindergarten days, or it's just good to get your fingers in the paint, I suppose. Put gloves on, and then hopefully the rest will self-level. So I don't spend all my time trying to get level surfaces, because it will usually self-level if the consistency is correct. So what am I going to do here? Just first of all, I will layer my little container is sticking. This is the turquoise in the Dimensions. Beautiful colour. Mont colours are gorgeous. So I'm going to just do a line. Might do just a separate line here and there. Yeah, we've for people that are not living in Australia, and you've obviously been getting the news of catastrophic conditions with bushfires. I mean, it is really unprecedented bushfires we're getting in Australia at the moment, and today 2 of the volunteer firefighters have lost their lives, which is absolutely so sad and devastating. Our son is a firefighter himself, a full-time firefighter, and he's out doing his bit, obviously, because he's a full-time fireman. So every single day that we worry about him and his colleagues, obviously trying to do a really good job for us all, but if it ends in them losing their life, as in any profession, it's not a good day. So trying to move along. That was the turquoise. This is the Mont silver. So I'm gonna put a bit in here. Somebody told me on one of the comments on my YouTube channel that you talk too much. Stop yakking. I said, tell me something new. But like I'm sorry if I do wabble on. There was a time when I first started these videos I didn't talk at all. My goodness, I don't know how I ever achieved that, my husband said. But if you don't actually like watching the channels where the artist talks, then simplest thing, isn't it? It's so simple. Just move on and find somebody that doesn't talk. always amazing, but it's all good. Not at all worried. So this is the Mont metallic gold, and obviously that was metallic silver. So ooh, look at this. This is such a delicious gold, this Mont metallic gold. Gorgeous, gorgeous, flipping gorgeous. Oh, look at that with those colours. That's really, really lovely. Lovely, lovely. Or is it what Jamie Oliver, the English chef, would say? A lovely jubilee or something like that. Jubilee. Well, I don't know. Funny things, us English, well, I don't consider myself English because I've lived longer in Australia than I ever did in England. I've lived over 35 years in Australia now, but obviously I haven't lost my accent, English accent either. Okay, this is the copper, and this is gorgeous too. But what makes these particularly looking beautiful is that turquoise in with these metallics is just divine. It's just really lovely. Really, really lovely. They look so delicious. Could just eat it. Lovely, beautiful. Okay, I have got, don't think I really need it. I have got the copper, the acrylic copper. No, what did I have there? That was the bronze, sorry, that I laid down. That was the bronze, and now this is the acrylic, the Mont metallic copper. So what I'm going to do is just some swirls, not too much, but it's in there. Another little bit I want to add is the dimensions. Again, this is the dimensions pearl white. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this because I can save what I've got left over for another little adventure that I've got in my brain already. So it's just do what you feel is right. You don't have to copy what I'm doing. If you do, that's absolutely fine. But, you know, just do what your heart desires. It's your therapy session. And if you get an absolutely gorgeous piece of art at the end of it, then, you know, then it's winner, winner, chicken dinner. So just go around so I don't get any thick drippies on the end. Yeah, I was writing down another little idea that I had there for next pour, or how I wanted to do a next pour, but let's see if that turns out. Seems that everything I start to do goes AWOL and I end up doing something completely different than what I started. Now I'm so excited to try this because it turned out beautiful, absolutely sensational cells with the Mont Studio Acrylics. So it's going to be very interesting to see what it does with the metallics and with the dimensions. So what I've done is I've mixed up some very, very dark navy again. This was the navy I make up myself with the phthalo blue, a blob of black and a blob of dark green, just until you get the desired navy. Well, I've done it so it's almost like a black. And I'm going to do a center swipe. Don't have to put too much on because that will kind of take over the whole lot. So I'm going to use my trusty plastic file divider to do my swipe. So it's just letting your file divider drop down about 1 centimetre and just slowly pulling it towards you. Wow, that's took over the whole lot, but hopefully All will be revealed. Wow. There is a lot of paint on there really. I should have maybe tilted. I forgot to do that, didn't I? I forgot to tilt off a bit, and I think I've probably got way too much paint. And what I can see happening with that black I've put over the top, starting to fracture, and I'm only thinking that I may just have too much paint. So here goes plan B, which I never planned for plan B, but I can see that that black is fracturing already, or black navy should I say. It's so dark. Just gonna gently tilt off both sides. Probably really stuffed up this side where I've put this dark navy over the metallics. It's well, it's created a really weird effect over there, but try and tilt it back down this way. Sorry if it's going out of the frame. It's looking like a real metal look at the bottom now, but I'm not liking it. But not to say that it may not have turned out beautiful if I leave it, but wow, it's a weird effect now. I'm just going to recenter this, and I'm going to see what I can do to... See, this turned out like a real sort of what do you call it, like a stone bench top, this kind of looks like, but it wasn't the look I was looking for. So I'm going to put another swipe colour back over that, and I'm going to go with, I'm going to put the Dimensions Pearl White. I'm going to swipe over it in the pearl because I'm not very happy with that gem. Even though it's given a really metallic surface look, I mean, it's cool looking, but it's not at all what I wanted. But then again, that's exactly what life is, isn't it? It is never what you want. I will try and go this way first, and then I'll turn it round and swipe back over that. Not particularly worried, just, you know, if you feel things are not working out the way you planned, which is like 99% of the time I do my work, it never usually turns out to plan, but then there seem to always be happy deviations, should I say. So I'm going to just go with it and see what I get with this. Like I say, don't stress over it or get worried. Just think, well, you know, it's just a learning process, and it still could turn out like absolute masterpiece. It can turn from a disaster to master. So we'll just see what we get with this pearl white over the top. Okay, that's missed a bit there. Obviously need to do it a little bit more pressure on it. Turn it around. Now, for whatever reason, I've got a really good feeling about this. I don't know why, because it's not really showing me anything that's this going to be some kind of masterpiece, but we'll just plod on as you do. Okay, I did have to have a laugh in the week. I can't remember what video it was. It must have been a video that I did when my friend Jilly was over from the UK. And I have mentioned this before, but somebody had put a comment recently on a video that I did with Jilly, and we were both in, I said Jilly and I are in our 90s, and 2 comments have come back. Oh, you do so well for being in your 90s, meaning 90 years of age, But what I actually said is we're in our 90s, meaning in a 90, your PJs or your nighttime, your bedtime wear is 90s. But she thought that I said that Gilly and I were in our 90s. Well, that gave me a cackle, because that two remarks had come in. I thought, thinking I'm so clever to be doing this in my 90s. Good on me. I hope I'm still doing it in my 90s. I do get some laughs from you guys too, so you know, it's all good all round. Okay, it's not really showing me anything that I'm loving at this moment in time, so let's put some heat on it. I'll just wave it across the top and see what I get. This is certainly not come out the same as it did with my it's not come out the same as it did with my studio acrylics. Yeah, it's kind of like a reptile skin for sure. It is showing some good possibilities, but not really, you know, floating my boat. It's not really floating my boat at this stage, but I've had lots of work where I've got to this stage and thought, no, I'm going to scrape it. But it's definitely got potential. It might need to be left a little while to just see what will develop. And of course, as you all, if anybody that does know me and have followed any of my videos, know that I've had some real doozies of look like failures, but I've been able to come back from the brink with my trusty balloon. So I'm just going to try my balloon on this, even though there will be way too much paint to work it. But I'm going to try, because if I see there's potential there, what I'll do is I'll leave it for 20 minutes or so for the paint to develop. The canvas does absorb a lot of the paint and it self-levels, so then it'll be a different scenario again in another 20 minutes to half an hour. So I'll just give this a little... See, this might bring up the magic. Don't turn away now. Ooh, look at those metallic feathers. Wowee. Okay. Well, I'm not going to give up on this one at all, because I've just got a good feeling why. Maybe I'm just optimistic. Look at that. It's actually bringing that real deep chocolate brown through. I could use my little mini balloon, my little water balloon with this. So if ever you have a pour that you think, no way Jose, just try your balloon on it, because you can really bring up a pour to look drastic to fantastic with a balloon, I believe. Look at this. Let's just do a kiss. A little bit too much paint for just the kissing, but it's very good for a roll. Look at that. No way should that be scraped. No way. That's looking really good. Little S shape there. As I've said to you before, if you've watched any of my other, I keep that little, it's like umbilical cord under my fingers, so I've got control of the balloon over the top. I just find I don't like it when I've got my balloon like the egg shape down like this. I like it when I've got it like this and I can control it. You can put as much pressure or as at least pressure as you want to put on it. And like loads of people do say to me, oh, just hopeless at the balloon, I just can't get it. But truly, just persevere with it, because it is something that gets better with practice and persistence. I suppose like anything in life, that you've just got to never give up. just keep trying. And if at the end it looks like one big crappy mess, just wipe the paint, scrape the paint off onto your paper. It's okay to do that rather than look at something that's not making you happy or feel proud of. But ooh, I'm liking that, really liking that. That's a little bit stunning, even though I do say so myself. Say so myself. It's looking a bit stunning. I like it. I will probably leave this to dry off a little bit, but I don't believe I should really do anything. I'm not really I'm really happy with how this has turned out, but I'm not sure that maybe with the metallics it would be better to use the an ordinary PVA and not the clear. I'm not sure. It's given an effect that hasn't really brought out like big round juicy cells, but then it's given an effect that looks like a metallic look and also looks like stone bench top before I started doing balloon rolls and kissing. But I'll try and give you a closer look and see what you think, and you decide. You think if well, I'd like to have a go at that, because I really, oh, it's so nice. It is really lovely. Those like little circles that you see appearing in the, it's not gone right through to the canvas, so you can either embellish them with a little water balloon, or they're absolutely fine because it's not leaving any blank spots. That's gorgeous. Thank you guys for joining me, and thank you so much to the subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It helps me, but it's no cost to you. So until next time, I'll definitely see you again before Christmas. So thank you guys. Thank you.